Good morning, Sherry. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. How about you?
I was clicking this button and the music wasn't playing, so I was like, enough with that. Let's go.
I like it. Thinking on your feet quickly. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I had my volume turned down, so I was like, okay, well, let's just jump into this thing this morning.
Oh, you're so
Uh,
funny.
what a great day yesterday. It was really, really fun. We'll get to that in a second. Let me go ahead and go through the bracelet event schedules for
Okay.
this morning. Or for today, and then we can go through the updates.
All
Sound good?
right. Sounds good.
So 10 a.m. today is day 2 of the No Limit Hold'em Deep Stack starting at 8 o'clock, and then we also have at 10 a.m. a $1,500 No Limit Freeze Out starting. 12 p.m. is the $300 Gladiators of Poker. That's going to be day 3 of that. And then also at 12 p.m., the $100,000 No Limit High Roller event is going to get kicked
I'm
off.
going to
They had a
interrupt.
setup.
I'm going to
Yeah, go
interrupt
ahead.
you for a second. Sean, we'll get you when we're done with all the announcements, bud. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Hey, good to see you, Sean. Good morning. Uh, uh, at 12 p.m. is the $100,000 No Limit High Roller. 1 p.m. is the 10K Omaha High Low Championship. That's going to be day 3 of that. And then the 1 p.m., the $1,500 8-game 6-handed event, day 2. And then at 2 p.m., the $1,500 deuce to 7 triple draw low ball event is going to get kicked off. So those are the events today. Sherry, I gotta talk about. I mean, maybe it's not in order. Let's go in order. But
Wait.
you're
Hold on a
yeah,
second.
you're not gonna believe some of the stuff that I saw last
Well,
night.
hold on a second. We haven't done this in a few days, but I wanted to go over the
Yes,
non-bracelet events today. So
yes,
1 p.m. is a 250 no limit deep stack. 3 p.m. is a $250 horse deep stack. 3 p.m. is a $240 mega for 2,000 in casino chips. 4 p.m. is a $200 no limit deep stack. 7 p.m. is an $1,100 RAS satellite. 8 p.m. is a $200 no limit deep stack. And 10 p.m. is a $135 no limit mega for 1,000 in casino chips. So, very quickly, let's go on to the event number 18, the Gladiator, which had a total of 23,088 entries. And going into yesterday, 14 were remaining. And is that right? Yeah. Yeah,
I,
yeah, it
I
is.
I'm
I just had to stop. For some reason, that just didn't sound right.
always check your
Yeah,
work. I'm a big
please
fan.
do. Please do. Uh,
Yes.
14 remaining. And right now, Eric Trexler is in first place. And at the top purse or top prize is just short, like less than 1,000, like less than five. No, actually about what? Less than 1,000 from making a half a million. 499,000 at the top for that tournament. You got something to add to that, sir?
I'm sorry. I was looking up something else. Which event were you
That
doing?
was the Gladiator.
The Gladiator. Where's Negranu at? Is he still in, or
You know
do you
what?
know?
I did not research that, quite honestly.
Uh, Let me just look really quick, see if I can see. Um, you know, his table. Obviously, the rail is like packed around it. Let's see. They actually, Negreanu's excellent run here. It's a 6-time WSOP. Daniel Negreanu was among the chip leaders after first day's play. He came into the day with the eyes on poker world around him. Start of day 2 was a bit rocky after Mark Simon rivered a set against him to stay alive. Negreanu spent much of the day on a smaller stack, but never without his positive, chatty attitude that he is well known for. Negreanu found plenty of time to say yes to all the fans for pictures. His run ended sadly when he called an all-in from unpredictable Robbie Coe with Ace Jack, only to be up against Ace King,
Well,
despite flopping a straight draw.
well,
Negreanu's hand didn't improve.
yesterday started with 827 runners, and they're down to 14 going into day 3 today. So that's the
Yeah,
event 18, the Gladiator. The
yeah, and hang on. Let me finish. Negreanu finished 72nd out of 23,000 for 5,840.
Perfect,
So
perfect. Now event 23, the 50K high roller no limit. There were 124 started that tournament, and 5 remained going into yesterday. And
oh
a
oh
young
oh
a
yeah,
young gun won
uh,
it. Leon Surum from Germany won the
yeah.
1.5 million at the top. And Bill Klein, I know we all favor this guy, Bill Klein, came in second place, and of course he'll be donating the 955,000 to charity. I think he takes his buy-in out, but most of that what he won will be going to charity, which is amazing. And our pal Alex Foxen came in fourth, and Justin Bonomo came in sixth. So that was quite a final table.
Yeah, yeah, I watched a lot of that toward the end when they were three-handed. It was kind of cool because the guy that won it, he came in third in chips. He had about, I think, 6 million or so, and then Bill Klein and who was third place. Jan's
Right,
errands. Uh, they were both about even. With Bill Klein had a little bit of a lead there, and he just grinded out. And last night when we get on to the the bracelet that you or I are going to win next year,
right.
we got to talk about that
We
because
will.
like I've had some reflection on that.
Are you
Um,
done with the high roller first, and then we can move on to the next one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Let's
right. Let's
let's
look
get
at
to it.
event 24, which was the $1,500 Raz tournament that Software and I are going to go heads up in at the final table next year. Uh,
Okay,
there. It,
before you get too far,
okay.
Sherry, I've got to do this one.
Well,
Because
let me just give
here's the
the
thing.
numbers, and you can give the
Okay,
what you saw in
okay,
person. So
okay.
there were 556 entries to start that tournament. And go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and 15 returned for day three.
Right,
But listen, this is the most absurd match, and I'm sitting there. Okay, so it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, you know what? I didn't sleep much last night. I'll just head back and get a really good night's sleep. Um, and then, David ODB Baker is down to like one bet,
right,
Sherry. One bet. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? Like a friend of mine was on the rail. And so I was talking to him and I thought, you know what? Obviously, I'm going to wait to see if, see the end here, And one bet, Sherry, like literally, I'm not
a
even kidding,
chip in
not
a
even
chair,
like,
brother. A chip in a
dude,
chair.
one bet. And ODB Baker puts on an absolute clinic. I will never, Sherry, ever, if I'm in a tournament and ODB Baker sits down at my table and we're playing Raz, I'm just going to get up and hope that he busts or something before, I don't know what I'm going to do. But like, I've never, when I'm sitting here, Sherry, and I'm watching, Bill Klein and them, and they wrapped up not too far apart time wise, and they're showing Bill Klein and the other guy, and I know that was a big story and whatever, and I know they don't show Raz on TV, but listen, like even somebody that doesn't get the game. The guy was down to one
I love
bet
it.
and he puts on a clinic. I mean, and here's the thing. So I'm standing kind of near some of the people that were on the other guys on Justin's rail. He's heads up. And this is a lesson for all you guys. When I'm at the final table, do not do this. They start talking about the bracelet. They're talking
Oh,
about the
what a
bracelet. And I'm
jinx.
like,
What
no,
a
no, don't
jinx.
talk about the
Amen,
bracelet.
brother.
Let me wipe this guy off. Anything can happen. Like, I'm just like, this is absurd. Like, do not do that at a fine. If you're there railing, like, there's some things that you don't do. Don't do like my dad and cheer on the turn. Don't talk about the bracelet.
Right,
Like
right,
that is common
right.
sense. The bracelet doesn't
So
exist until they're strapping
how
it on.
long did the heads up match go?
I don't have the exact time, but
Just guesstimate.
like going from one bet to like, winning, um it may be an hour,
Good
two
for him.
hours tops. I mean, like, just unbelievable. And really just, obviously in Raz. So, I don't know how many people have played Raz. I haven't played a lot of Raz, but I remember playing online back in the day. And there are situations where, like, you can, and they're heads up. So there's situations where you can look at the cards that are face up and know that there's no hand possible that somebody should be in the hand, right? Like, let's say one guy has a bunch of kings and queens showing on the board,
Right.
like, he's just done. You can put any two cards in the hole that, or I don't know, is it two cards? That's how much I've played.
Look,
You can.
you're asking the wrong
I
person.
haven't played
So
it
let's
forever.
just move on.
Yeah, so you can put whatever. The point is, you can put whatever the best cards possible that are down, and that he's not ahead of
What you have.
what the other player has. So your heads up, like, how often does that happen? That probably happens quite a bit. So it's not like ODB could just like bluff his way totally there, but obviously there's spots where there is some bluffing and that kind of thing, and obviously the cards ran his way a little bit, but like, that's just absurd.
Well,
Like,
in other
just
words,
absurd.
for those of us that are going to be heads up for Raz turn bracelet next year, this is a feed I need to go back and study.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem. They came back from one bet and they've got all this equipment there. And by the way, they also, you know, by the time that ODB had kind of pulled even on chips, like, they should have been moving them to the television table. Like,
Right,
I have no idea why they didn't do that. And yeah, I know it wouldn't have been ideal, but they did have footage of ODB all in multiple times.
right.
So they could have come back, they could have showed those couple hands and then talked about it and then gotten everybody into the story, but they didn't. And I'm
Well,
just like,
you know,
it was an iconic, when I say it was an iconic heads up match, like, I'm sitting there saying, I don't believe that I'm sitting here watching this. This is something that people are going to talk about in years to come. So,
well,
um,
that's a great treat that you were there in person. And was that his third bracelet or was that his
yeah,
fourth bracelet?
no, third
Third
bracelet.
bracelet.
I
Amazing.
almost even snuck in the winners photo there, like, like I was there, but then it was like, everybody went up, and you always have like the straggler that jumps in there,
Right.
like that. But I was like, I won't be that guy today. So
Well, he went heads up with Justin Liberto.
yes,
David took home 152K for his efforts, and Justin took home 94,000. But I want to make mention that I posted a picture of the cover of Jeff Lissandro's book yesterday, and he came in fifth for 34,000. So, congrats to all of them. Let's move on to event number 25.
yes,
Event number 25 was the 10,000 Omaha High Low 8 or Better Championship. And they started day 2 yesterday with 128 runners and ended the day with 21. Um, First place is going to get a purse of $492,798. They will claim it today with their victory. What you got for me on that one?
Yeah, Eric Seidel in third place in that.
Right, with 25 big blinds.
9 bracelets, Poker Hall of Fame member. Yours truly played one of his best hands ever against him, but that's just a side note. Um, Kyle Kyle Cartwright in sixth, Ben
well,
Lamb, our buddy, in eighth.
well,
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and let's not forget Jay Kerbel, who's in first place, and
Well,
he
yeah,
has one
my
point. He has a 1,065,000 in chips, and Jose Luis Veldor of Mexico is right on his shirt tails at 1,040,000 in
yeah,
chips, and then
right.
Eric and Johannes Becker from Germany both have 1,010,000 in chips in
Yeah,
third and fourth place, or
yeah. So
tied for
very
third.
tight up top, but here's the crazy thing: you've got Jay leading the way, and then right behind him is a two-time bracelet winner, Jose, and then a nine-time bracelet winner
Right?
in Eric Seidel.
Amazing competition.
which, which,
I mean,
which, by the way, the hand that I played against him, I had no business doing what I was doing. Like after the end, I was like, "It is time to take a break, Brian." Um, Kyle Cartwright with one bracelet in sixth, Ben Lamb in eighth with one bracelet, and another Hall of Famer, John Hennigan, with six bracelets. He's in
all
ninth.
crushers.
Yeah, I mean, like Bryce Yaki, James Opes, Brad Rubin, Alan Sternberg, David Williams back there in 18th with 265K. Our buddy, three-time bracelet winner Sam Farha. Like, how cool would that be? Like,
I would love that.
coolest guy ever. Nacho Barbero, James Chen. The list goes on and on. Mattis, actually, I'm sorry, these people are busted. Let me go back up and see.
Well, that's okay. I think
Nacho busted in 25th. So
that's
uh,
okay. No
have to leave
worries.
it out. But Sammy's still in there. He's 20th out of 21, and obviously always rooting for that guy to run it up. That's the
Right.
cool thing, though. Think about this: you got Jay Kerbal in the chip lead of this event, and you've got all these killers chasing him. So
Makes for good poker, doesn't it?
so yeah, a lot of fun.
All right. Event 26 is the 800 no limit deep stack. Day 1 completed yesterday with 4,747 runners, 339 going to day 2 today. The top prize is $402,588. And Cosmin Joldis of Romania is the leader with just over 2 million in chips, followed by William Pappas of the US with 1.6 million in chips, and Stefan Roloff from Canada, I don't know if I said that right, sorry, has 1.6, and he's tied for third with Danny Hiba of United States. They both have 1.65 million. But you know what? Those top 10 folks are all within, number 10, Tomas um,
Yeah, and
Lendov, Lenvi, I don't know how to say it, uh, has 1.3 million, and the top, Cosmin has 2.4 million, and I mean 2,040,000.
and
So
and Cosman's like he's not a stranger to this. The guy's got over 1 million in caches.
right, and
So
so it's a tight field. The numbers are tight in those chip stacks, and I want to give my girl JJ Liu, who is sitting on 1.24 million in the top 20 of stacks, a little shout out. So go JJ.
I said hi to her last night. She walked by. It's like, go JJ.
She's
Uh,
a delight. Love her.
yeah. So yeah, she's really a nice lady.
I'm
Always.
happy to call her friend.
Yeah. So so that gets back going here at let me see, what time did I say, Sherry? Let me get it up here.
Let's see,
Uh,
that was the 800 is at 10 a.m.
yeah, 10 a.m.
10
So
a.m. So unless you have something else, I'll go on to 27.
sounds great.
All right. Event 27 is the 1500 eight game mix, six handed. Day one completed yesterday. They had 789 entries and 218 remain. Um, Sean Deeb, our pal Sean Deeb's in first place in
Our
chip stacks.
fitness champion.
Right. He has 311,000 in chips. And Sampu, is it Rainan? From Finland has 282,000 in chips. So they're pretty close. I think the top 10 are all, number 10, Ryan Roeder has 202,000. So it's anybody's game still. Some notables that are still in it are Kessler, who has just over 100,000 in chips, and the Brat, Phil Hellmuth, has just over 84,000 in chips, and Kid Poker himself, D Negs, has a little over 63,000 in chips, almost 64,000. So,
And
um,
this is interesting because uh especially this 8 game mix deal, and all of these mix tournaments, dealer's choice, whatever it may be, um, because any one of these, I mean, you get at different tables, and people are of different strengths with different games, and assessing that, especially when you get into dealer's choice, where you're not kind of like rotating through a different things, but you're actually picking things, and then the strategy of games that you pick and things like that. It's really interesting, and interesting to think about how you do that. But one thing, Sherry, I'll tell you is that we were at Josh Arias' rail the other day, yesterday, and actually it was the day before, late at night, and the guys were trying to bid on Sean Deep's lucky hat there, and,
yes,
and you know. They offered, I think, a couple thousand for the hat,
right.
and he said, absolutely not. 10,000 is my number. So,
And you know what? For some reason, I feel like he's going to get it at some point in this summer, especially if he beats this tournament with wearing it. I think somebody's going to pay him 10,000 for that hat.
yeah. So here's the thing, Sherry, is like they all thought that price was ridiculous. And I said, guys, he's one of the greatest players in the world. So maybe he knows, that this is his key, right? Like this
Right.
is his lucky hat. I mean, how much would that be worth to have, a lucky hat from at least one of the best players in the world, right?
Right. No, I'm telling you, if he wins that 8 game mix, $1,500 buy-in tournament, I guarantee you somebody's going to offer him 10 grand for that hat. I just feel it. I just feel it. But I want to give a shout out to Jeff Stillwagon, who was with us the other day after his great run.
Yeah.
He bagged to go on to day two at the Aria's $3,500 main event, the Bet MGM Championship. So good luck to him on his day three in that
I
event.
I saw that. That's awesome. Going back, I want to go back to that 8 game mix though. Who
Sure.
loves it? Who loves it more? Like Josh Area winning the bracelet, coming back in, jumping right back into this 8 game mix, finishing finishing the day with 160,000 in chips. He's in 26th spot. So just
Love
pretty,
it.
and 5-time bracelet winner, Josh
Hey,
Area.
and guess what? It goes back to that. We talked about your dad even saying it. When you're running hot, you don't leave the table, right?
Yeah, don't leave the table when you're running.
When you're running hot, you don't leave the table. Now I'm going to move on to the player the year points and what we've seen change overnight. So Chad Evasledge is still in first place, and his total points has not changed. And Tyler Brown's still in second, and Nick Schumann is still in third, and Michael Munchik is still in fourth, and none of their totals have changed from yesterday. Neither has Michael Rodriguez Santos. Who moved into sixth place? That was your top five. Who moved into sixth place yesterday was our Josh Aria. So he made a big jump with that win. He moved into sixth place and he has 1,309.93 in points. And at the top, Chad has 2,168.65 points. So good on him, right? And
It's
let's see.
pretty, yeah. That it's crazy to watch like a guy jump out to a big lead like that, and now it's starting to tighten up.
Right.
Like
Uh,
Chad's got a lot of heat on his tail, and now
Right.
you got Sean Deeb leading the event there, the event we just talked about. So I mean, a lot of poker still to be played with these people that are competing for it.
Absolutely. So there's just been a little movement there. People have gone up a little bit as far as the same people are in the top 13, 14, just moving around, a few points here or there. But the biggest change was, Josh's win catapulting him to sixth place. So that's just going to be fun to see how it changes throughout the summer for me anyway.
Yeah.
So you ready with your win information? I'll get started on the Orleans.
Yeah, and I just want to say if you want to come up and talk, just hit the button. We're going to get to that after this.
Yeah, as soon as we're done with all these announcements, we'll open it up for sure. Okay, so today is Monday, the 12th of June, if in case you have forgotten or just don't know yet because you just woke up. Over at the Orleans at 11 o'clock is a $300 no limit 8 max mega stack with a 40K guarantee. 4 p.m. is a $230 no limit 2K bank builder with a 10K guarantee. At 7 p.m., there's a $200 no limit super stack with a 20K guarantee. At the Aria today, there is an 11 o'clock $600 no limit tournament with a 75K guarantee. And at 1 p.m. is day three, which our pal Jeff Stillwagon will be in. The day three Bet MGM, um, $3,500 main event. And it says that that's going to be at the Poker Go studio. So there may be some live coverage on that today. We'll need to double check that. Over at the Golden Nugget today, there is a 10 a.m. Let's see. At 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., there are going to be day 1A and day 2A, respectively, of the Bar Open Poker Championship. And that's an invitational. So if you haven't qualified, you're not allowed to play those. However, at 7 p.m., is their Green Chip Bounty No Limit Tournament, $130 buy-in. So what you got for us at the Aria win, sir?
Aria, did you do
I'm
Mary?
not Aria, sorry,
I was like, what?
Venetian.
I was all ready. Let
Panic set in for a minute at
Yeah,
the win of the Venetian.
at the win. I was like, oh my gosh! I felt
Oh
like I
God,
just walked into the
I'm
test
sorry, I
and
threw
I
you a big
studied the wrong
curveball.
thing. I was like, oh my! You just gave me flashbacks. I'm gonna have to go to therapy.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
So 12 p.m. today at the Win is the $1,600 no limit hold'em $2 million guarantee day 1A. And then at 7 p.m. they're going to have another one of these milestone satellites, 10 seat guarantee for $300 buy-in, which will get you into the $1,600 $2 million guarantee day 1B on Tuesday. So they're doing that new milestone format for the satellites, which is really interesting. I haven't played one yet, but I definitely want to try it. So
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that.
yeah, so that's at the Win, and then the Venetian has let me see, the win, and then the Venetian. I had it up here. Oh man, you got me all messed up, Sherry. The Venetian. Let me just double check the that
Sorry. I
play.
should have said both. I just thought I was giving you a good enough cue.
No, no,
Sorry.
no, we're good. On the Venetian is the $1,100 no limit hold'em ultimate stack day 1B. This is going to be a 2-day event. It's a freeze out, but yeah, with one entry per starting day. So this is your last chance to get into that. It is starting up at 11:10 today. 8:10 p.m. is open for entries. Late reg closes at 8:10 p.m. $400,000 guarantee. 40,000 starting chips and 40-minute levels. So that's what's going on at the Win and the Venetian. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah,
Great stuff.
I'm still like just besides myself with I'm still beside myself with watching that heads up match last night. Just completely absurd,
Well,
to watch this guy come back like that.
well, why don't you tell us what you played yesterday? Why don't you update us on what you played yesterday?
I did a little cash and did okay, and then blew up some chips at the end, and then
But
yeah.
didn't you play a tournament yesterday? You the 800 or no? Am I got
No,
you mixed up with
no,
somebody?
I just played the deep stack tournament. Yeah, I just played the deep stack. I got pretty deep. Not quite to the money, but pretty close. Um, and yeah, like I think in general, I'm focusing better on things. I'm picking up more things, and you know, it's always kind of like that for me for the first week or so to shake off the cobwebs, and I feel
Right.
like cobwebs have been shooken off. I think Dutch grabbed me and like was just like shaking me. What the heck are
Hey,
you? No, I'm just kidding.
that and him make force feeding you clips of former hands, I think was probably good medicine.
Yeah, yeah. You want to like feel like 2 inches tall. Watch a hand that you misplayed on TV with Dutch. Like it's like
Yeah, I think I'm skipping that. My feelings would probably be hurt.
yeah, you want you. I mean, to be transparent, you want obviously you want
The
somebody
discussion.
like that to obviously see you at your best, and and,
Of course, of course. And you want his advice, right? So for
yeah,
sure, I
and,
would welcome it in a heartbeat, of
and,
course.
and and it's not a bad beat story, so I can tell it. Um, this guy Lex Velhouse was running over the table, bluffing everybody, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to come up with a plan. So, I just sat there and said, okay, I'm going to end up in a pot with him. I wanted to get it heads up with him because him and Elia Lesra were at the table and they were playing like very loose and playing every hand, and I'm not dumb enough to think that I'm gonna outplay these two top ranked pros. So Elliot raises, Lex calls, I think, and then it comes around to me, and I have two queens, and so I re-raise big, um, and then kind of say something to make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the JT I play there. Yeah, just
Yeah.
shove it in his face. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to get it heads up, but I also want to you know any hand he was feeding the pot, so like I just figured I'm just going to pick up a big pair, and I'm
Right.
not going to pay any attention to what happens and just let him keep betting, and and so I got to the turn and he made a really weird bet sizing that I thought, this isn't what I've seen all day, and he let me convince myself that,
Oh,
oh my gosh, it was
you
stupid.
did
Oh,
not
Sherry.
listen.
Oh,
You did not.
Sherry.
You did not listen to yourself. He
Yeah.
gave you the information. You even picked up on it, but you didn't listen to yourself.
Oh my god.
What is up, Greg? How are you doing? Did you have a
Nothing.
comment?
I'm just chilling here.
Oh, good to see you, my friend. How's everything in Australia?
I don't know. Like, I removed myself from the space earlier, and I just felt a little bit left out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, welcome aboard.
Everything's good here in Australia. You know, the kangaroos and the wallabies are still bopping. They're doing what they do. You know, they
We
don't
had
give a
some.
fuck about all this talk.
They what?
They really don't care. The
They don't-
wallabies don't give a fuck. They seriously don't care about, like, you know, who fucking 3-bet into, like, you know, aces or whatever. I'm not even trying to recreate a hand here, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Let me add deep dark
Come on,
crypto.
Deep. What you got for us, bud?
Oh,
You're so adorable, Sherry.
Thanks.
So adorable.
So what happened to the guy? I just came in when, hey, hello everybody. I just came
Hey,
in when the guy was saying he had the two queens and he made the, when he said he made the big pre-flop re-raise. That's what I would have done too. I would have made a big, huge pre-flop re-raise if there was two in front of me. I wanted to know what was the flop, the result, and where was that?
oh,
Did I miss
it.
that?
Yeah, it was just a really interesting hand that Lex ends up making a gut shot on the turn, and just
Oh.
the way that I played the hand, the
That's what I
cool
want
thing
to
is,
know. I want to know how you played it.
yeah,
Like, what was the flop, and
yeah, and so it's the interesting part is that we actually got to discuss later on, like, our thinking on the hand. We were on some kind of thing, I can't remember, and we were
right.
talking about. And he said, I was convinced you had ace king. So here's a guy thinking I have ace king, and just his thinking to the hand is just,
Wow.
is
Yeah. I see where you're
he
going.
so deep. Like, he's thinking, like, he hits his gut shot, he's good. He hits his pair, he's good. He hits anything other than an ace or king, and
He's
he's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know
so
that.
so that's why his bet said, I have, like, a lot of equity here to me. And and he had more equity in his mind than he really had, right?
So,
So
so
it's just really shows you, like, how these guys that are at the top really perceive the game a little bit differently
sure,
than maybe
sure,
you were.
sure. So you think if you would have shoved on the flop, I'm assuming we had all undercards. If you would have shoved it all on the flop and it would have never made it to a turn, he still would have called?
No, he's folding
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
100
Okay.
fold.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what
no,
was your
it's all
bet on the
because
flop? Just out of curiosity. You did obviously,
uh,
or did you have an overcard? I mean, no, you didn't have an overcard, right?
yeah, I have an overpair. Yeah,
But there
but
was
I may have been letting him kind of, like, attack me, right? Because that
okay.
was the
So
whole
you were
point.
slow playing queens. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and he doesn't know what's going through my head. My
Sure,
head
sure,
was like, literally, I know this guy's way better player than I am.
sure,
I'm
sure.
gonna completely ignore everything. I'm gonna treat it as an all in, but I'm gonna let him go all the way to the river and
See,
take that 20, give him an 80-20, right? Like, in my
right,
head, I'm
right. See,
give him,
now I understand why Sherry said, "Oh, you got away from your thinking," because I was thinking in my head,
right.
that hand would have never got to a turn card if I was the guy with the two
Exactly.
queens. That's just
Yes.
me.
Exactly.
That's just me.
That
I'm
would
not
never got
criticizing
past the
you.
fucking turn. Exactly.
I'm not criticizing you or anything for losing them, but her saying you got away from your thinking, oh, dude, if it's all undercards, if it's 10, 6, 5, I'm pushing it all right there.
Well, and I think the board's paired and things like that. So, you
Oh,
know,
it was a paired board, so it was like 10, 10,
yeah,
6. Yeah, I'm definitely shoving.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
definitely shoving. Yeah,
Okay.
you got
Okay.
away from
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
thinking, brother. You
Who
did.
cares what
You
I
got
would have
away.
done
You got away from your thinking.
or would have done? But what did you do?
But I
what I
understand
do,
what
I
Sherry's
folded.
saying. You got away from your thinking. Yeah, we do that,
Yeah.
dude. That's the brain in us.
Yeah, and it's day one of the main event, and you're trying to build a stack. You're trying, if nothing else, to survive the day.
Wait a minute. Wait a
So
minute. Did you just say the main event?
Yeah, yeah.
Today?
No, this was years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So was it my best hand ever? No, not at all. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think the
That's
thing is,
understandable. We'll fuck up, right?
yeah, we all fuck up,
Yeah, it
and
happens.
and really where that starts out is this idea before the hand that I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let, like, you guys are 100% right. Like, if I play that hand 99 times out of 100, I'm never playing it like that, because you're giving the guy a chance to, you're giving him his 20% equity.
Well, of course,
Exactly,
but
exactly.
everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Everyone
Right.
knows that. Like, if you broadcast something on the internet, yeah, it's not optimal.
Yeah, exactly.
My
So
main question though was, do you think he still would have called if you shoved? You told me he said he put you on AK, and these guys are at the
Woulda,
pro
coulda,
level,
shoulda.
way above us, way above us. Would he have
yeah,
still called
he,
that all
he's
in?
not getting, he's not getting the odds to call
I
that.
don't exactly. That's what I was just. I'm wondering if anyone thought he still would have called since you thought he put you
No,
on Ace King. That's what I was throwing out there.
I
no.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
I'm just saying. That's the only thing you can put him on, right?
Right. Yeah, and it plays totally like that, right? Because who's gonna,
But I
with a
mean, if you
pair,
give him enough credit to have, have Ace King there, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
do you have enough gumption to look him in the eyes and go, "Motherfucker's lying"?
Well, brother, I've shoved
Motherfucker's
with Ace
lying.
King too, though.
But when there's like $2 million on the line,
Yeah, that's
shit,
something I haven't
I'm
been
never
at
going to
that
be in that
level.
position.
I haven't been
I'm
at
never
that
going to
level.
be in that position to make that call, bro.
Yeah, I haven't been
Right.
at that rate. I promise you that. But I have played in one WSOP circuit event and got down to the final two tables.
Well, and it goes back
So,
to even D Negs. How many times will he say, I know you have this, or I think you have that, but I've got to call anyway, or I'm going to call anyway, even though he has the correct read. And then after he does call, he's like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. He didn't follow his first instinct on it, right?
Yeah.
He
and
says it all the time.
I think those guys are just, honed in on what they're seeing too a lot better than
Yeah.
what somebody that's, not
Exactly.
at the elite level is.
Yeah.
And I think that's important too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but my point is, your gut was telling you what to do, but you ignored it. Is my point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, can you just stop being so forceful about it, Sherry? Just
Hey,
talk.
Greg, stop yourself, dude. Stop yourself. I'm having a conversation. Stop yourself, please. Thanks.
Okay.
What's up, Sean?
Sherry, good afternoon.
Hey,
Good afternoon to those on the East Coast, like Sherry and myself. On my lunch break, really tired. I gotta get out of these fucking spaces at nighttime. It's brutal,
100%.
but
It's a whole new life when you do, Sean.
Sean, I have something for you though. Starting tonight, Kenna James is going to be kicking off a space.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, I'll fully be there, my friend. So
What?
Listen,
Can I just ask a question?
yeah,
what
great.
happened?
Okay, Sherry, what do you do with yourself? How do you provide yourself with money?
Hey, Greg.
it's being glitchy.
Okay. Greg, you asked me that question this morning and I answered it, so I'm not going to rehash that.
Really?
All right, where is Sean? He keeps getting kicked out. Sean, maybe go out of the room and come back in, bud.
So for
Maybe.
everyone that missed it earlier, sorry.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Greg?
I said for everyone that missed it earlier, sorry.
Well, that's okay.
All
Sean's
right.
gonna try to go out, come back in. Maybe he's having technical issues. Sorry about.
Sure is.
It was just a question. It was a straight up question. That's all.
Yeah, no worries. And it was a straight up answer.
And it was funny to me.
Okay.
There he is. So
All
we'll
right,
get
let's give it again.
back up here.
Go ahead, Sean.
I mean no disrespect, Sherry, but can you please explain to me again what you do as a main source of income?
He just can't help himself.
But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, see you later, Greg. Thank you. Please stick around, dude. We love you. Promise we do. Go ahead, Sean. What you got for us, bud?
Sherry, are you?
Yeah, he's got a tech.
Oh, hold on, you guys. I hit the wrong button. Sean, did I mute you? Sorry if I did. I'm sorry. I hit the
he has a
wrong
tech
button.
issue all day. Seriously.
Oh, bummer.
And
There's
my
nothing more
my
frustrating.
guesstimation.
You invited him to speak, and then he got knocked out there.
Well,
So yeah,
and they're so frustrating when you're trying to get back on and it won't let you.
Sure.
It's annoying.
So Deep Dark Crypto, are you coming out to the series at all?
Nah, man, I definitely couldn't. Man, I couldn't swing it this year at this time of my point in my life. I would love to. I would love to. The thing is, one thing is, I spend a lot of time alone, guys. I really do. I'm paranoid. A lot of people probably think I'm crazy, but I'm really not. I think I'm just like somebody that I'm just socially awkward and different. Like people don't spend their 20s playing poker all day online, like I did. But anyways, no, I would love to come out though, man. But I'm afraid to be. I don't want to go out there by myself. That's the thing. I don't want to be like a lone duck, that knows nobody, don't have nobody watching my back, and I'm already pretty self-aware as it is. I can smell a bad situation a mile away coming at me. But I just don't want to go by myself. I'd have to find somebody in my partner that, I kind of do my sports betting thing with and everything. He's got a family. He's got 2 kids that are in high school, and I just don't see him. And I've got Diamond member Hilton points to get us out there, flown out there. I got Diamond member hotel points, so we wouldn't have to worry about flight or hotel, and he still won't go. And I'm like, man, you're killing me, dude.
I'm just going to say to you, Deep, that once you are able to or want to go out there, you will meet people and build that network so that when you do go out there in the future, there will be people there or that will meet you there that will have your back.
If you recall, just a few minutes ago, I said I played in one WSOP circuit event.
Right.
I could tell it was in Tunica. This is when I lived in Memphis, Tennessee. I was a lot younger, and I was going. I was very comfortable. Remember how I shared last night? I was not comfortable playing live as much as I used to be. I was very comfortable at that age. I was probably 25, 26. Anyways, so when I got to that event, I was like, holy shit. Like, it was in a part of the casino that I didn't even know existed. And it was this huge arena. Like, I mean, like, if you screamed, you couldn't hear. The roof was so high and stuff. Anyways, and I could tell they were like a culture, that they all knew each other, a lot of them. Like, they were making these, like, last longer bets and stuff. Like, who's going to last the longest? Like, I got 100 on it. Who wants to on the last longer? And I was like, these motherfuckers all know each other. Excuse my bad language. I'm sorry. That's just my thinking, really. These guys all know each other, and they traveled, and they were talking about going to the next event down like I think it was Florida Kennel Club or Florida, one of the Florida clubs or something. I don't know. And I was like, these people must really travel the tour like hippies travel like Grateful Dead. Is what I thought in my head.
And I'm going to tell you, you're right. A lot of them go from stop to stop, or will go to a stop this week and not go to another stop till next month. And so you're right. They're building a network. And believe me, I've been building my own network, and I know Software has been building his, and anyone else that's in here. But unless you go, you're never going to build that network.
But
that's
Sherry,
how and you have to remember, everybody started out feeling like you did. I'm the odd woman out. I don't know anybody. Go ahead.
Agreed.
But Sherry, the whole thing is that the other side of it is that if I'm also hearing like this isn't the right time financially, like
Oh no, 100%.
I want to make sure that we are really encouraging to that, because
100%.
it's very easy to be sitting at home and feeling like you're missing out on the world, and not realize that a lot of the things that you're hearing are bullshit.
Well, and you have to remember there's a poker tournament somewhere in the world every day, so you're not missing
Right.
jack shit.
Right. And believe me, guys, like I do have I mean, I could come out there. Let's put it that way. I guess I could. I've got it. But if I came back with zero, then I would be so pissed at myself. You know
And
what I
it's not the
mean?
right time. It's just
Right.
not the
That's what
right
I mean.
time.
Like, I mean, I've got a nice little bankroll pushed away. I'm actually saving that for football season, guys. That's when I like to
Well,
capitalize.
and
Is the
don't
NFL.
don't mistake what I was saying as me trying to encourage you to come. And that's not what I
Oh no,
mean.
I didn't. I didn't. I took it. I read you perfectly. I
Okay,
know what you're saying.
perfect. I just want you to know that, I'm at an event and I'm at an event, please come find me. I will be part of your network. I will introduce you to people. I'm sure Brian would say the same thing to you, or Sean or
Well,
Brad or anyone else in here. So we're
And
here.
and it's
I
not
yeah,
that
I
bad.
know you're right. The networks are there, man. It's just it's just Vegas. I've never been to Vegas by myself. Is the
I
main
hear
thing.
it.
You know
I
what I
hear it.
mean? Like I'm
Yep.
going into this new city basically, and it's not just the casino environment. That would kind of it's. I don't know. It's like it's all in my own head, really.
Well, and you
Well,
know what? You're going to figure it out for what's best for you. So I don't think that any of us, especially me, are trying to peer pressure you. I just want you to know that we are here for you and support you in your decisions. But know that those things that you're outlining, every one of us started out with those feelings when we went our first time. Every single one of us.
Well, and here's the thing, deep too, is when I probably, at least for the first 5 years that I came to the World Series, and actually really probably longer than that, maybe even as much as 10 years. Yeah, I would say 2005. Yeah, it was probably almost 10 years before I really hung out with anybody around the World Series, and the reason is that there's a lot of knuckleheads. There's a lot of great people in this community, but there's also like a lot of knuckleheads, a lot of people that are scammers and different things, and
Hustlers.
just
Yeah.
like, I'm not worried about the scammers or whatever so much, because I'm not like doing business with people in the poker community, but the reality is that there's a lot of bad, there's a lot of people that I don't want to have in my life in the poker community, and I actually had a really slighted view of that too, like even more so than what the reality is, because after a while I started meeting some really great people that I wanted to hang out with, even outside of poker, and and then I started being able to be more and more around the different people as we think time went on.
If
So
this race is still going on from 51 weeks from now or 45 weeks from now, I'll come out there next year. Let's put it that way.
yeah, yeah, and
Same
that's
exact people, then I'll come out there.
I think that's the responsible thing to do too, and you can kind of like save a bankroll up and plan things out of what you're going to do, and all that. So
And yeah, and then I can trade some points. I can give somebody some rooms, some nights at a Hilton owned hotel for sure all day. Like I got so many points, it's crazy, y'all. Like I am. I'm a straight up diamond member at Hilton. That's what I tell
That's
them.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you for just a minute. S. Williams, we're trying to get you back up here. I sent you some invites. Try to request, and let's see if we can do it per your request and get you up here, bud. All right, let's try it again. Sean Williams, come on, brother.
All right, this is the last time I'm gonna try.
you got
Sorry.
it. You're in.
Deep dark. I'm glad you're in the spaces, man. Glad I could help you get in here and have an opportunity to chat. And I wish you the best. Yeah, just wait till next year, man. Build it up, be in a more comfortable position, and come out next year, right? But Sherry, I had a question for you, and then I wanted to hear what Brian was trying to say. Sherry, how
Sure.
much time do you spend in the morning prepping for this?
A lot.
I know how.
A lot.
I know.
Hey, look.
And we appreciate it.
And guess what? Thank you.
Can you give
And
us
then
an amount?
I read it in like 10 minutes and it's over. I'm like, really? I just spent 2 hours doing that. But guess what? I love every minute of it.
Yeah, yeah, and I had your back again in a late night space, and had some guy come at me, and that was in my DMs hammering me, but I always got your back, Sherry. I just want you to know that.
Well, I appreciate you and your words. And I'm sorry that, people are idiots sometimes. And, we get the brunt of it. And it's very unfortunate. But if we just keep moving, Sean, we're going to be okay. Now, tell me what happened with the guy with the bet. Is that all over with, bud?
I haven't heard a word about that. Nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, I don't think I will.
Amen.
Um,
Perfect.
and then
Yeah,
Brian, I'm
Sean,
sorry,
it's
what were
okay.
you saying?
Well, I don't know about. I was just going to kind of add on to what you're saying. Is that it's okay, like whatever, doesn't really matter anymore about what people say or don't say, and it's all okay, like whatever people want to say. If they want to say something negative or whatever, i'd I'd prefer to be out of the conversation, as whatever. But at the same time, like I don't need any DMs about what's being said or not said, or whatever. I'm okay. I'm like, you know, random internet people, so to speak. It doesn't matter. I know, like, We Pro was going back and forth yesterday, and I think it's funny because on just different tweeting back and forth with somebody I can't remember, but a friend of not a friend of mine, like a guy that I've talked to a few times, um, you know, through Twitter and whatever. But seems like an okay guy outside of that. And then I'm like, hey man, like, spread positivity. Stop with the nonsense. But if people want to spread negativity or whatever, just in general, like, you know, you got to realize, like, these people aren't your family members that you have to deal with for the next however many years. And it's okay. It can be okay if they just, they're just somebody that we don't mix, and we
Right.
can just move on and
Right.
whatever.
We
What
owe,
I
hey, we owe them nothing, let alone a response. We don't owe anybody a response.
Yeah, yeah, and that
They're not our family members. They're not my close friends. Like Donna, I would owe her a response because I consider her a close friend. Brian, I'd probably owe you a response because we're becoming friends.
right.
Sean, same thing. I would owe you a response because we're becoming friends. But you know what? The people in the peripheral, yeah, who are they? Like, what are they to you? Like, don't let them get to you because they're not worth it. They're not in your inner circle. Don't waste your time and energy. Like, and it's
Yeah, you're right.
okay.
You're right. This guy was like calling me autistic and shit. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
That's horrible.
Yeah, so
That is horrible. I
That's
have
well,
some family members.
unbelievable.
I
Unbelievable.
ripped the guy a new asshole, and in a debate, and then he blocked me after that, so I won't have to hear from him anymore.
Perfect. Perfect.
But
And I
Deep
think
Dark, you were throwing some thumbs down. What's up?
I didn't. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. See, I hate it when that shit happens. I'm like, damn. I'm like, no, I didn't mean to hit that. But you
It's
know,
okay.
talking about the bullshit, what software guy was saying. If you bring bullshit into my circle, I don't even want you around my circle. I want you like miles away from it. Like if there's any bullshit drama in you and somebody else, I'm not pointing my finger at anybody in this group
Right.
directly. But if you are bringing bullshit into my circle, I have got to like eliminate you, like
yeah,
verbal,
yeah,
like literally.
and that's the thing. Deep is like, I think it's really important, like, to realize what I was saying. These people aren't people that are in your circle. So, I'm the reality is getting all angry and all this stuff and feeling like you have to do something. There's nothing to be done. I'm just indifferent. Do I wish people didn't talk about me bad or say whatever? Sure, but like, in the end, I'm not going to give it energy. You know, I, you know, maybe you say what you say in a kind of logical way or whatever, but like Sean, he's not going to be like, why should he be like, well, I'm not autistic? It's like, you know, who cares? Like, this guy is obviously, you know, obviously an idiot, right? Like, it doesn't matter, you know. So and it doesn't, you don't even have to, there's no proving that he's an idiot or not an idiot, or it doesn't matter, you know. Like, it just all doesn't matter.
Well,
the
and
sad
the
part
mere
is when you
fact,
have the sad part is when you have family members that are like that and you have to deal with them and
right.
no choice.
And the
So
mere fact that somebody would say that to a person that they've never met in their life is, it
Yeah.
just shows you the person that they are.
yeah, and it's like, so what are you going to do about it? Like, get in a big old fight about it? Like, it just, it doesn't
Like
matter. It
what's
just,
it going to accomplish? Right. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's
yeah,
the end game?
yeah,
You know, like
Exactly.
where are we taking this? You know what I mean? Like, honestly,
Right. Go ahead, Sean.
nowhere.
What you got?
No, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I guess I was just trying to add some entertainment to the quote unquote meta.
there- yeah.
Oh, Sean, you're so funny.
It was funny though. Coco's like Coco ripped the guy too, and I do like Coco. I like him. I think he's a good person. He's like, dude, you're not entertaining. Did you set up a meetup game with Alan Keating? Like, what value have you brought? So it was kind of funny listening to him get ripped. But I agree wholeheartedly. I more so just did it for entertainment. Like, guys in my DM sending me 20 DMs, and I was just like, come on up, buddy.
Like,
So,
why would a
but
person,
I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have.
to me, sometimes when I get some DMs from people I've never met before that may have heard me on a space or saw a tweet or whatever, to me, I look at those messages and I'm like, okay, think about the other person on the other side of that keyboard. There's something going on there, and for some reason, they're trying to live vicariously through your story or your happenings, and a lot of times that's loneliness, depression, mental health, whatever. And I try to be conscious of that when I'm answering them, and I kind of give them like a generic answer at first, but if they're persistent, block. I mean, it's just that simple for me. It's like block. I just don't want to waste my energy. Like I
Yeah,
just,
they're miserable in their own lives and they're projecting it. That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. And it's unfortunate because everybody deserves to be happy. But I'm not like, you need to get that from your inner circle. And that's not me. I just met you, or I may have never met you. So DMing me, only helps to a certain point. And then the rest is your inner circle has to help take care of you.
Yeah.
So,
and,
anyway,
and that's the thing, just surround yourself with people that you want to hang out with, and you have a choice of who your friends are. You don't have a choice of who your family members are. But even with your family members, I've definitely had to draw the line with different people about, about their own situations, because in the end, it's their own situation to deal with most of the time when they're, maybe have, depression or whatever
right,
you feel that they have,
right,
alcohol problems, drug problems, whatever kind of issues that they have. And in those situations, what I usually do is point those people to professional help. Like, you want to talk to me about
right,
your illogical depression or whatever, like, go talk. I am, as kindly as I can say this, I love you, but I am not I am not equipped to deal with this. I haven't been trained as a
right.
psychologist. So
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story that really only one, two, four people know, five, because I told my daughter about it just because I needed to bounce off the ideas to somebody. But, I had an experience early in our spaces time, and the person was really mentally ill and was really to me, could have been construed as possible danger to themselves or others. And so at that point, I did step in and I did try to mediate getting help for this person. And, I'm going to tell you at times, even chatting with this person via DMs was a little off putting and a little bit, I don't want to say scary, but you could see through some of the DMs how it could have went bad if I allowed it to, by my willingness to help someone.
Right.
But at the same token, my offer was, hey, I will go with you. I will make the appointment and I will escort you for help. Personally, never met this person before in my life. And I will escort you for help. If you want it and you're just nervous to go get it for whatever reasons, I will personally escort you for help and make it happen. And let me tell you, that person, although they wanted the help, made 1,000 excuses as to why they couldn't accept the help. You know, they wanted a Venmo transmit action, and they would just take the money and go seek help themselves. Well,
Right.
you know, we are all smart enough to know that that's not happening as far as I'm concerned. But you know, so I just want to say that because we always want to be compassionate and try to help somebody, but at the same token, you have to draw the line. And so, I had to draw the line and say, these are the terms. And if you want to abide by these terms, I'm all in. I will help you get the help you need. And, he could not abide by those terms. And I'm going to tell you what the terms were. Um, a group of us were going to put the money in. I was going to make the appointment, go there, pay for the appointment from the funds that we all put in together,
Right.
and then leave and I don't want to know your medical history. I don't even, it was just a point of, we're not handing you money. You're going to, and, and he could not accept those terms. And it's unfortunate because I'm going to tell you, of all the people I have met in my entire life, this person scares me that they're still not being treated. And I've never in my life said that about anybody, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the end, it's their problem to
Right.
fix.
Right.
So you
Oh,
can't fix somebody else's problems. You're not responsible for their actions, and that's just the
100%.
bottom line. And so yelling at them and getting all worked up, and especially if it's not a family member, is just I just encourage people to just take a step back from things and take a deep breath and and move on to something that is making progress in your life. Donna, did you have something to add? We'll go back to deep dark. Sorry.
What's up, old lady?
Hey, old lady, I'm still fucking rocking the
You,
old lady.
you
Me
effing
too,
old
girl.
lady.
Oh, God.
I suffer from depression. Not many people know that, but I suffer from depression
Yes,
for
ma'am.
all my life. Sherry, you know the reason why.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know who you're on about as well. It dropped when, yeah, so I do know who you're on about. I also suffer from arthritis as well. But
Yes, ma'am.
I help others. And by helping others, that helps me.
100% love.
Love you, Donna.
100%.
I love you too, Sean.
And
That's the
I
best
love
way.
you.
That's the best medicine for when you're in pain, mental pain.
And you know something, I know we don't talk about him, but I want to help him. And I will help him.
I know you do, and I've stepped back and have
Yep,
allowed that space.
yep, that's fine. That's fine. But I am still willing to help. And I said to him, if you fuck up again, then you're dead to me. And I mean that now. because he's had too many chances. It's like James's dad, alcoholic.
I know,
I
honey.
gave him so many chances, and then one day I just woke up and I went, "Fuck you, out! You're dead to me."
Then it's over. Once it's over, right, Donna?
I don't go. I can't go back, but I give so many chances because that's just me.
100%.
That's who I am.
We love you for it.
And I'll tell you something now. All this ranting and raving and people saying, "Oh, they're scared of me." They shouldn't be scared of me, because really and truly, I am shy. And me shouting and swearing and ranting and raving and that is a front that I've had to put on for years and years and years, because I didn't want to get hurt. And anybody can say
Donna, I just have
anything to
I
me.
have to interject here. I can empathize with you. I mean, I I had a great life and ended up getting divorced, and it was the toughest moment of my life. And I did go into depression, and it happened at the worst time during the pandemic, where you're home, you're isolated, and I think that affected a lot of people. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I can hear the pain in your voice. And if you ever want to talk offline, I'm here.
Donna,
I know. Thank you,
I know
Sean.
Donna, I know exactly what you mean too. It's like when you wake up, the first thought that goes to your mind is, "Damn it, why couldn't I have stayed asleep?" You know what I mean? Like you don't
I
even.
do.
As soon as you open those eyes, you're like, "Shit, why did I wake up?" I wish I could just keep on sleeping. And not have to get out of this bed. And I understand 200% where you are coming from. And it happened during the pandemic as well. Like it really, really, really set me back in every way possible. And so I understand 200% where you're coming. But I'm done.
Well,
If it
Donna,
was,
I just
if it
know
was,
that.
if it wasn't for my kids, then I might not be here.
Well,
I'm
I just
sorry.
know that you are the biggest sweetheart there is, and we appreciate you, and
Thank
you
you.
are loved, and you always do you, and don't ever think you have to explain to any of us
I know.
what you're about, because we know. And I'm going to say to you that sometimes it's good to just take a break and
Yeah.
regroup,
Yeah.
and just allow yourself to regroup, whether that's for hours or a day or a couple of days.
I'll
Just
get you.
regroup. Just regroup, sweetheart.
And,
Okay?
and
I'll get you.
I think too about that, Donna, is, you know, there's the reality of, really, really, really focusing on drawing lines in your life about
Yeah.
what you're willing to do, and realizing that you're never gonna help somebody be a different person than they are,
I
especially
understand that.
especially um, with the whole, like, when the
I
cycle,
understand.
these cycles that people get into, where
Yeah.
they feel sorry,
Yeah.
sober up,
Mhm.
feel sorry,
Yeah.
apologize, drink some
Yeah.
more, go back to the
Mhm.
same thing the next time around. So, you know, I think that's why it's really important to separate people, and not feel like you have to solve the world's problems. You don't have to wish ill for anybody, but you also don't have to solve their problems.
I
and
know.
and realizing that, like, I don't know how long you've known different people and whatever, but like, you just have, you have your own thing, and that's okay. And they are, they are their people, and
I
you're
get you.
just going along in life. And especially if you're somebody that struggles with depression and different stuff like this, the person that's my family member that has depression, I talk to them all the time about, just the idea that, if for some reason it seems like they get stuck on things, as far as,
Yeah.
like, whether they feel that they were wronged by somebody, and in some cases, a lot of cases, they really were wronged by the person.
Yeah. I
you
get
know
you.
the the person that I'm talking about, they've had different issues with different people, and it's like, you know, what are you going to put in your attention span today, you know, and things
Yeah.
like that. And
Okay.
ultimately you can't do anything about it. So anyway.
Okay,
And,
Donna.
and menopause is a bitch.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Well,
That's true.
Donna, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna put you up for a challenge, my love. And
Jesus shit.
that challenge is, today is Monday.
Right.
All right. On Wednesday or Thursday, because I have
Okay.
to sell peaches on Friday, so I can't do it Friday or Saturday. But on Wednesday or Thursday, or if you want to push it to Sunday, it's fine.
Okay.
On Wednesday or Thursday, I
Okay.
want you to host a one-woman, no speakers, and I'll help you the first time if you want me to, but one woman, meaning you know where I'm going with this. One
I
woman,
know where this is going.
no speakers whatsoever are allowed to speak up, and you are going to read a fucking book or a chapter of a book on a private, on a space by yourself, and you're not going to allow any speakers. You're just going to put Donna's Story Time as the title, and you are going to get on there and you're going to read. You can either choose a chapter of a book, a poem, whatever, fairy tale, whatever, anything but a fucking poker book, whatever kind of book. And you're going to get on that space and you're going to fucking read to us, because you know why I'm saying this to you.
Dang,
And
Sherry
we are
dropping
going to
F-bomb.
focus on that. Do you hear me?
I hear.
And guess what? What day do you want to do it? I'm going to let you pick the day.
That's a Thursday.
Thursday it is. Now
No,
you DM me what time you want to do it on Thursday, and then we'll talk about how we can get the word out. And you get a book picked out or whatever you want to read, a passage, whatever, poem, long poem. But we're going to do Donna's Story Time on Thursday, people. So be alert that that's what we're doing on Thursday at some time when we figure it out. So there you go. There's my challenge.
I knew that was coming.
And Donna, if they have Mrs. Doubtfire in a book form, that would be epic.
See, Brian's already in.
I've still got to revisit Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, I love this so much. So Thursday it is, but I'm going to say to you guys that I have to jump off because I have to go get my blood workup done, so we can see where I'm at. So if you guys are still going when I'm done, I'll come back. But if not, you guys have a great day.
I think we can wrap it up, Sherry.
Okay, that's fine.
And I would just say too, if you're listening later, stay tuned to see. I don't know if Brad's doing one today or not, but also Kenna James is going to be coming on. I think it was 5 p.m. Is that correct? Is
Vegas time. I think you're right.
Give me a thumbs up. I think it's 5 p.m.
Yeah.
tonight or this evening Pacific time. So he's a guy. Obviously, you've probably seen him on TV in the past, but you know, I just know anytime that I've been at the table with him, he's been a chatty player that's kind heart, good guy, and I'm definitely interested to see what he does here with the Spaces show at 5. So make sure to tune into that, and then we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Sherry,
you.
take care, my lovely. Let
You
me
too,
know.
honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me know.